Oh wait, I could probably actually. No, okay. I'm not doing standing stuff. I know I forgot to change at least one other thing before going live today. All right, let's. All right, we should be good now. And I think ad is over, so people that were in ad jail should be out of ad jail also. All right, hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. Either it got actually cold up here or my body is doing nonsense. So you get blankets. You get like blanket sheet. Make sure that I submit this next thing. Cold front even went down a few degrees here. Okay, good. Okay. Good news. So the Undernight Dare for Dare Drop got approved. The first one did. So I have to do the highlight for the second one. But I have a key to give away. Not tonight, but like Friday, probably. And then I'll submit the second one with like the other backup videos also, just to make sure that like we have that handled accordingly. Yeah, that should be set. The sprites that I was looking for that I needed to get resized have been resized accordingly as far as like Shoot Lancer is concerned. So today is just like making sure the animation stuff works for Leona first, and then we'll see how we do with the drones basically. That's the plan. Oh right, we're probably gonna get news about the new Guilty Gear character sometime while stream is going on. I'm really hoping that it's Jam, but probably not. It's like Venom or something, probably, knowing my luck. But yeah, today today the plan is basically just to see how it could also be ABBA. It could, knowing my luck, it could also be ABBA, which knowing my luck, it probably will be her, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. It is somebody It is somebody with some kind of long hair. That much most people have guessed that. So if you see me like looking away on occasion, or looking like I'm not looking at where the direction where Ariel is, assume that I am looking for the news on the character, whoever it is. Yeah, blanket life. Hi, Shark. So yeah, the plan for today as far as Shoot Lancer is concerned is that we are going to sit down and pick up on the animating stuff that we were doing last stream. See if we can get most of it working in terms of like flow to and from the. Oh, thank goodness I didn't switch screens yet, because I clicked on the wrong thing, and that would have been really embarrassing. I clicked on a thing that I do not stream for people, at least not on Twitch, and wasn't looking, and almost switched over my scenes without paying attention. And that would have been awkward. Yeah, on like Gilded, right? Yeah. I should probably move that icon over a couple of steps, huh? Just for safety's sake. Anyway. The funny thing is that because we're not doing fighting games tonight, I could in fact have had that open on the other screen and it would have been fine. Reason number 5 billion, right? Reason number 5 billion why I would like a monitor or a second monitor is because then I can leave that up during these streams and not have to like worry about like, oh right, gotta mute this or gotta mute that, because I have arrived even if you don't deserve me. Hi, Shan. Good to see you. But let's see. How am I? You know, I am doing all right. All things considered, I'm doing okay. Cannot complain. And these are all still 80 by 80. Excellent. Makes my life so much easier. Okay, so yeah. The plan, at least as far as today is concerned, is okay. Let's see. We're hanging out, listening to. Oh, Cosmo time. Sound effect for what? Oh my god, shark. Okay. Again. Right to the. Oh, because. Yeah, only I can do that. So. But yes, it's a good time because it's SJ. Alright, let's see. Right. So they're the idle. So hang on. Right. Idle, we have that one. Then animation is Y. Okay. July? Probably yes, but still. Yes, listen, Cal's in here. Yes, somebody has to. Right. So, I'm gonna be over here keyframing the keyframing the things I need to keyframe in order to double check and make sure that they don't break horribly, I hope. That's the thing that I'm doing right now. Okay, so we have that, and then how many rows? H frames is 4, right? And then V frames should be 1. Wait, gotta keyframe that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's go.
Damn it. Okay, hang on. Or is it? No, that's not right. It's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. That's the keyframe. That for Leona Fly, Leona Idle. I need. Okay. Hi. Stop. Texture. I gotta make sure that we do quick load. I gotta add sound alerts for us. Oh my god. That's fair, I guess. For this we need 6 by 4. 6 here, 4 here, and then bop. Bop. So yeah, as y'all can see, basically literally the only thing I really have to do primarily in order to get this to work right is to I just have to make sure I basically keyframe the number of horizontal and vertical frames when I switch sprite sheets so that it slices them correctly. Oh god damn it. Why are y'all like this? Okay. So for this one I'm gonna start with frame 0 here. And do continuous. I have to do 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not 24 seconds. It's not what we want. That's not what we want. I need to switch this to frames. What? Hang on a second, y'all. I gotta remember how to do this thing. Sprite sheet animation. You have to pack it regularly. Then yeah, I know. It's fine. I just need you to like. Okay. Okay. Sliced it. Wrong one. That also gets unpinned from the taskbar, so I stopped opening it. God. Y'all are a mess. Anyway, give me a second while I try to remember how I animated Fiona's idol last time. basically the thing that I'm doing is that in lieu of like basically in lieu of, because I can keyframe all of these values, right? And I can control the speed at which all these animations play, right? If there's ever a point at which some of them seem like they're too slow, I can just manually adjust them like this. But the thing I need to do at some point, truthfully, is that I need to ask KT specifically what the timings that she put are, because I probably need to like sit down and manually place. I need to sit down and like manually place each of these frames at their correct spots so that they actually pace out correctly. I just need to ask about that, and I keep forgetting. In fact, let me go do that right now, because hi Cal. All right, let me go do that right now before I forget. Actually. All right. So, yeah, I've asked that now so we can like deal with that at a later date and time. Okay, so save this. So yeah, the part that makes this tricky now is pretty much that I may have to like actually sit down and do Leona State Machine like now in order to make sure that the animations aren't playing at points where they shouldn't be. Because, yeah, let's just do it. All right, yeah, let's just do it. Might as well just get the state machine out of the way. All right. Okay. Honestly, all the gilded able. Yeah, oh, y'all will have to answer that. Somebody else will have to answer that because I cannot TM. How are the very? I'm okay. A little chilly. Excited about all of this. And this referring to like words are hard. This referring to Shootlands stuff. Um, export. Hang on a second. What's the thing called? God knows. Okay, so no, we just need script. No. There's script node. This base dot ready here, and then on public override on start base on start root there's script node dot. Hang on, gotta go clear script. I'm low. Blanket gang. Give me a sec. Let me grab mine. Excellent. Hey KT. Some of them aren't. Okay, that answered that question. All right, cool. Yeah, KT. The thing that I pinged you about, I just need to know if you have some way. Like right now, I'm just gonna do it like a quick and dirty way that just gets it to go. However, but in order to get them to animate the way that you remember them looking, I need to know how long each. I need to know how long each individual frame is on the screen in like frames, so I can like place the keyframes manually. 100 mil. All right. I gotta get that as like a raw frame because the dough, I have options to display the timer thing in either flat out frames per second or individual seconds, right? So I just need to know, for example, hang on a second. I can zoom in on this thing, right? So like from here to here, like this, like if I were to put another keyframe in here, then it'd be on for like one frame. And our target is like 60 FPS. So I need to basically know individually how long like each of these things are on. All right, quick. Let me answer it on my phone. Like you can still call me in, like I can hop on the call in Discord, but it'll be like weird and one-sided unless you do not care about being audible on stream for whatever reason. Or If I can find where I phone. Woof. I don't mind. Discord we can do. Okay. Let me in voice chat. Okay. Let me just let me make sure that the audio actually captures correctly or shenanigans will happen. Yep, I will hydrate in a minute. Alerts overlay. Why can I not find whatever? Okay. Application audio output. I am less making because that's not me. I'm animating them basically. And so because like Luna Draconis VT, who you see up there, she is our pixel artist. So she did all of it. I'm just getting it to animate correctly. Hang on a second. I'm having a brain fart because I'm trying to figure out where I put. Okay. Right. I'm trying not to show the whole on screen. No. Application audio output capture. Capture specific window. Word. Okay. Where audio captures. All right. So as a heads up, when I join, KT's not gonna have subs unless I go through all the trouble of doing that, and we're doing the call like so. All right, Bueller.
No.
Okay, there we go. Perfect.
Hi.
Alrighty. Hey, KT. Okay. Yeah. Stretch. Gonna slightly tune you down on the stream just to make sure that shenanigans don't happen.
Wait. Hi everybody. Hi SJ stream. Hello. I'm KT. I'm the art you see is mine. That's what I'm doing. But, okay, so to answer your question, each of the animations are at most a second long. Oh, I'm very loud.
I got it.
I can. Okay.
I'm tuning it.
Oh, thank you, Shark. Oh, thank you. But yes, so each of the animations are at most a second long. None go over a second long. It's 24 frames per second. The only ones that are not are the last two that I did for the Iglids. If it's gonna be a problem that they're not a full 24 frames per second, I can fix that. But each frame is 100 milliseconds long.
Okay. Yeah. Like, yeah, basically the main reason I asked is that I have no idea how long an individual... So I don't think you have to change it in as much as I just need to... Okay. Because what it sounds like functionally then is that I need to be putting a keyframe down on every frame till I hit like 24 is what I'm hearing. Okay.
Yes. So I cut up the sprite sheet so that every single frame is independent. Even if there are one, since I wasn't sure how Godot is going to process everything, each individual animation, even if it is repeated, it has its own cell. So it's 80 by 80, and then all of them are 6 columns.
Mm-hmm. Is 24...
is it normal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I have your chat open so I can see it as well. 24 normal for animated sprites. Yes, for most things that you see on animation, it is 24 frames a second. Once you get into 3D animation, it starts changing when you're getting to more hand-drawn stuff. You can also up it, but it doesn't look as right. So for the most part, you'll see 24 per second.
Yeah, or if you're doing something like with Third Strike, like Street Fighter 3, for example, that game runs at 60. It's just that then they make sure that they hold their key, like their individual frames and stuff. Some of them get held for different periods of time. So yeah, the short answer is like 24 is usually workable enough. But if you're looking at like Street Fighter or like old school KOF or whatever, they all animate at 60, but then you might have one frame that holds for 4 frames, another frame that holds for like 8 or what have you. So in this case, like the fact that like we got 24 FPS as the animation is fine. It just means that I have to like manually sit down and like keyframe which frame we're on for each and every one of these, which sounds like a pain, except that if I turn on, I think if I turn on auto key, or if I just like sit here and like manually, as long as I'm just paying attention to like where I'm actually keying each frame, or I could literally just sit here and do this, because Godot, in its infinite wisdom, is going, hey, if you're going to press a key on the actual keyframe, then that means that very clearly you want to like actually enhance, like go forward, don't you? Yeah, I didn't know that the number matters so much, but I know, yeah. Basically, when in doubt, if you do 60 frames per second, you just have to hold some frames longer than others. Like, even with 3D animation, to go to the point that KT was making, like with Street Fighter 6, right? When I say that a move has 4 frames of startup, it means that like the first 4 frames are of the character animating through whatever. In a 2D Street Fighter game, that might be like 3 frames or 2 frames of the characters in this sprite, and then like after that, they switch like this one. So you can still do 60 FPS even with like 2D games. It's just that you then have to get used to like specifically doing like holds and things like that for certain things a little longer. But okay, I think then this means that if I do that,
I think that's wild to me, because like, so my background is 3D animation. This is the first time that I've been doing like full 2D animations for anything. I would hate to be on the Street Fighter team as the animator, because I
yeah.
super wild that people are just having to manually. Oh wait, what happened? Oh, was I lost?
No, it's because I switched to demonstrate something, right?
Oh, okay.
So like this is, for example, how it works. Like I know that this like I know this screen is like hella bright. Y'all forgive me for a second. But like
The light it burns.
yeah, like this idle, right, is literally only 4 frames, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. But if you check the actual animation data, I have it, right? It holds for like 7 frames each. If we were to go, for example, to the reason why y'all lost KT is because I don't have the Discord sound pickup thing. I didn't put it on the other screen, right?
I'm lost. Wait, am I here now?
Yeah, no, they have you now because I switched back over.
Yippee.
So like this jab, I know that I'm not sharing the screen so you can't see it. Or
I'm watching. I have your stream open. Don't worry.
Yeah. So like, if you look at, for example, like this jab, right? It's only 2 frames. But the trick to it is that hold the first frame. You hold the first sprite for 2 frames. The second one for like 4, and the other one for 2 in it. And at 60 FPS, it looks like this. For this one, for example, you hold the first sprite for 3, right? Second sprite for 4, the third sprite for like 1, and the whole startup of this is like 3 plus 4, 7, 8, and then it's active on like the 9th frame. But yeah, when Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 2 and 3, and a lot of the older 2D, like most 2D fighters that are running at 60 FPS, right? we'll do it like this, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we only have a set number of keyframes, but we hold this one for this long, this one for this long, this one for this long, this one for this long. And that's how they make it work at 60 FPS.
That sounds like a nightmare, and those people who do that are everyone should be at their feet, like thanking them and praising them for that, because hearing that as an animator is single-handedly, I just got so much autism thinking about that. Like, yeah, because you have to think about it, most animators are going to do that, and so the number of frames isn't necessarily speed on the animator side. That's just how do you do a motion. Basically, if you're looking at the stream right now, if you're watching SJ move, whatever FPS you have the stream on top of what OBS SJ has it catching on, you're not actually watching SJ in motion, you're watching a stream of images put together to make it seem like he's moving. So even though you can see these moving, if you stop for a second, you'll see that the sprite is actually paused, or it suddenly moves from one space to another so fast that your brain fills in the gaps. So in my mind, to think that like someone is animating something and then they have to up the game to 60 frames, and then someone else has to do the math of how long that frame is gonna last, like, ooh, oh my god, I have so much more. I already had wild respect for fighting game makers because there's so much you have to pay attention for, but I didn't even realize that, and like oh my god, I want to learn. Someone, please. I want to be. Someone take me on as your apprentice.
Yeah. Like with fighting for sprites in particular, it's really just a matter of like keyframing. It's a thing that Sugar Punch Design Works in ABI. At one point when he's on some of his older critiques of like the Mortal Kombat games, insofar as like why their animation doesn't work well. If you go to watch those videos, it's Mortal Kombat stuff, so you gotta go in prepared for like. He censored as much of it as he could, but it's like gore and stuff. But yeah, like
Mortal Kombat.
But yeah, like this standing heavy kick, right, is literally only, if you look at the number of sprites that it is, it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
That's so cool.
And so it's just a matter of you keep to your point about like, yeah, like the mind will sort of like I would show y'all what it looks like in motion that involve like switching. Like we drop KT for half a second or brain fart. Hold on. Let me do it like this. I'm going to switch screens again so I can go dig through it. KT, hold for a second. Don't say anything until I get you loaded back in on the other one. Application. Output capture. That exists. Okay, you should at least be audible now. You don't have subtitles, but you should be audible. So I'm going to go run Project Lensman real quick so that y'all see what it looks like in action, because that game does run 60 FPS. TLDR, this is like a fan project that I made like ages ago. I'm going to mute it. I'm going to mute the audio from it so that like we don't potentially get more like copyright yelled at or something, because I'm not releasing it for profit at any particular point. So it should be fine in theory, TM, but better safe than sorry. Where is it?
Always gotta be careful with them copyrights.
I say this despite having probably done some shenanigans on this stream that should have gotten me sniped, but you know. Let's see.
I think one of the things that's interesting about copyright is just that, like, if you're doing it as like a fan project and, you know, showing your love for the thing, like that's fine. But the moment you're like, hey, look, I did this fan thing, and like, it's so interesting for me. What I meant to say is that like fan art is good, but video games are bad.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like that's like hella copyright. It's funny.
Yeah. So to KT's point earlier, right? Insofar as like, yeah, the FPS itself really only affects how smooth the images look in play, right? So like Project Lensman, for example, is running at 60 FPS. 24, I'm trying to remember the exact way that it works. Like 24 is like, I want to say is like the lowest FPS at which humans generally perceive things smoothly, if a little slowly, quote unquote. Whereas like 60 is pretty much the upper limit at which it's like, okay, yeah, you get movement that like looks like this. Anything above 60 FPS basically still looks like this, and you're not capturing the rest of it. Not that it means that it like skips things, but that you can't tell the difference visually. It looks the same.
Yeah, like that's why for a lot of people there was a difficulty adjusting to when we started getting high definition television, especially like 4K, trying to do 4K from stuff that was filmed in 1080 60 frame 48 frames a second, because you have to also understand is that different types of wee-woo, sorry for the wee-woos, what you have to understand is that different types of media are done in film differently. So for typical animations, regardless of what year you're in, most animations are in 24, and this is like hand-drawn stuff, or 24 frames a second. Even most 3D stuff is done at 24 frames a second because it's less stuff to take, less intensive on the computers to process, to render. But yeah, it's that exact same that you're talking about. 24 frames is the lower limit for which the human eye can perceive movement. You start seeing things changing. Like the biggest change that you saw was when Peter Jackson changed which of the Lord of the Rings movies was it where he changed the frames per second to 48. He doubled it from 24 to 48, and everyone was just kind of like, oh my god, because it was so smooth, it was too real. And then it was the Hobbit trilogy, you're right, thank you so much, stubby basis for that. But yeah, so it started to change a little bit. So you're just like, huh, what is this? And then finally, once we started getting 60 FPS television and you started to see people in motion, a lot of people felt uncomfortable. It almost hit an uncanny valley because our eyes, for younger generations, they're gonna adjust easier. But people who have gone from 24 frames to 60, for us, some of it, 60 does feel wrong because it's not, our brains are not filling it in. The information is giving it to us, so our brains are just like, what's going on?
Yeah,
it's really wild. It's super fun. It's super interesting. So like, it's really cool because like I see the animations at 60. And I'm like, oh, that's so buttery smooth. It looks so good. But then in my mind, I'm also like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So like for video games, basically, right? 60 has kind of been the norm for a while. Because like Keta was asking, right? So like if I was doing like old school Zelda sprite stuff, 24 is good, right? It's like even Link to the Past is probably running at like 60 FPS, if I remember right. Anyway, like you may go, hold on, right? But I'd have to double check. Let me not talk entirely out of my butt. You know what? We've got
got the power of the internet.
SNES.
Because most of the animations, it's interesting to think about like what it runs at and what it was made at.
Yeah. Okay. NES and SNES targeted. Hang on. So NTSC TVs. Yeah. So even if you're talking like Link to the Past, they were targeting 60 FPS, right? Because SNES and NES games didn't target 60 because they're aiming to be buttery smooth. They did it because NTSC TVs didn't support anything else, right?
Yep.
So like, yeah, and even here, right, assuming that you're in progressive mode, SNES is like 60.09 hertz, I think. Interlaced is closer to like 60. So the TLDR is that even if you're talking about like, oh, what about like old NES Zelda or Mario? No, those games are running at 60 FPS. Ideally, right? So yeah, pretty much. So video games are more or less the exception rather than the rule the rule rather than the exception when it comes to like, oh yeah, running at 60 FPS. Yes, the majority of video games, probably at least past the 2600, have been doing that, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, but like things like, so even like your Cuphead, for example, even as it's emulating those old like rubber hose style animations, it's very likely that Cuphead itself is also. Test this. Okay, this means I should probably be able to like slow down stop. Now that I've keyframed those out, I can take the speed scale and turn that off. Take the speed scale over here and put it to like 1. And let's see how this looks. Don't do this. Oh, it's because, hang on.
Is it processing?
Either it's processing or I have horribly misunderstood how this works. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Do you need to stretch? Do you need to stretch each of the frames on the actual timeline?
I shouldn't.
Or is it? Okay.
I don't think so. Because like if I switch this back to seconds, okay, it's playing it over. It looks like 24 seconds, which is not what I want. FPS. Oh, hold on a second.
Is there a particular setting to set 24 to a second? Because if it's on 60 that's causing the issue,
yeah,
I think it might be a frames thing that I can make shorter on my end.
hold on a second. Let's go check over here.
If you do 24, if you do type 24 where it says FPS, is it gonna work?
Because over here, this is the length of the. This is the animation length currently in frames 24. Which is the seconds. This is the animation length in seconds, right? So it really should be, if I do, the animation is supposed to be 1 second long, and then I switch over FPS, right? I need 24 frames. One thing that some people don't understand with FPS, that more than important than a high number. Yeah. Yeah. And with fighting games in particular, they wind up benefiting from. Okay. Hi, stop. Hi, stop. Okay.
I have a question. On
Yes.
the bottom section where you have the FPS, instead of 1, could you put 24? Yeah, like right there, saying that's a 24. And then press play and see if that works.
Not quite.
Gosh darn it.
And let me zoom in on the time a little.
Oh, the time is also 576. The timer on the upper right of the timeline.
Yeah, it changed.
Wait, that's
So-
a 1.
Hang on a second. Chop. There we go. Yep, that's what it was. So, I got it now. You are correct. Because if the snap is set first, then... Yeah, that's why. I had to set the snap first. So now the snap is set to 24. Now that the snap is set to 24, I should be able to keyframe them out without everything exploding.
Yippee!
So let's
Also,
just...
hi, Yuna! I saw Yuna in chat. Hello!
Yuna is currently doing all of our UI and background stuff for Shoot Lancer, which we'll see soon once I remember to set them up with the repo. Ooh, responsibilities.
That's good. Here we're going to do frames. Yep, that, and then we should be able to... Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're good now. Because if I... Good.
Oh, look at it. Look at it going. I'm so excited.
Because now it should be... Yeah, alright, we're good. And then I just need to, like, actually... Hang on. Hi, kokomade. And now I just need to get this. Hi, kokomade. Alright, yeah, we're good now. And stop that. idle to fly. I have to redo the snaps over here now.
All of Leona's should be 24 frames. Let me check real quick to let you know if there's one that there isn't.
One thing I'm so grateful for though is that with Godot, though every time I like frame, it just moves the number ahead. I don't have to like stress nearly as much. Yep.
I love that.
That one is also good. All right. Okay. There's that one. That looks like it's going too fast. Then I can manually key down the. Oh wait, it's because I put the speed scale to like an absurd number, and I left it there because I was trying to work around that. Okay, so that's what it looks like at about that speed on. Okay, so now that I figured that out. Okay, cool. Now that I figured that out, okay, now we need to do state machine stuff. So we're gonna come over here. What did I call this thing? That animation. Hang on. That one. Don't need the post boss one. Don't need audio manager right now. That's fine. HUD is also. HUD doesn't get pinned. HUD is fine. Player script is over here. I need to make this public.
For Leona, it seems the only one that is not 24 is her defeated one, but it is 12. So if you do need to put it up to 24, you can just double the speed on it. It should be fine. Or slow half the speed and it should be fine.
Yeah, and there's I have a thingamadoozy for that. So if I have to wind up cutting it, it should be fine. But it looks like the scale doesn't redo itself for each animate. You know what? I will probably just keyframe the playback speed and then just adjust it when I get over there, and just make my life easier that way. That means it just means that I just have to keep, and that's what I like about Godot, because like I can literally come back over to Godot right now, come over here, and go, okay, speed scale for this one, literally keyframe that in the fly animation on the very first frame to make sure that it stays at 1. For idle, I can do the same thing. My life just becomes so much easier, and I don't have to sweat it. Okay. So. And
then for future projects, what this has me realize is this separate from you putting it into the game? Like, could this be done without the actual state machines and everything being done for it?
Yeah, like the state machines aren't important insofar as like, words are hard. The part of it where I'm sitting here and like making the animation and then filling this stuff in and then doing all that is totally doable. Just whoever's doing it, if somebody else was going to do it, for example, right? The character just be prepped correctly. So we need to have a Sprite 2D node because that's where the texture comes from, right? And then we also need an animation player within like the same node. But then if it was you, for example, you're like, okay, I made a new set of sprites. I just want to go do this, right? You'd open up Godot. I'll run through the process of like making a new animation right now, actually, just to show you how this works. Yeah. So assuming that you have the Sprite 2D node and the animation player already laid out, right? You make sure that the animation thing is open down here. You hit animation, you do new. What's one of the other ones that Leona needs? We'll do the defeat one right now. So, yeah. Leona, defeat, right? And you see it makes a blank one here, right? Here you said it was 12, right?
12, yeah.
So we're gonna set the snap. If I can get it to work, we'll set the snap to 12, right? Over here. So here's how we're gonna do this. For the Sprite 2D, we have to come over here, change the texture. you didn't lay them all out, which is, like I said, it's fine in this case because we can just manually switch it. Since they're not all laid out on one sheet, we have to like quick load. We have to like.
Would it have been better if they were all in a straight line?
Not even like a straight line, in so much as if you wanted them all on one sheet, we just would have needed a uniform grid size. Like you could have kept them all at like 80 by 80, right?
But then just have like an empty 2 other rows so that it still fits. So it's like a square.
Yeah, something like that. Like as an example, right? If I can go find the one we were just looking at, like if you look at how they did this sprite sheet, for example, right? The cells are literally all the same size, but it's like whatever, right? When I did it with Unity and Final Spike, I was just like, okay, without any gaps. I didn't leave any gaps in my case, but I was just like, okay, we're just gonna, because I didn't want any empty ones, but I'm like, okay, every row fits only 4 sprites going across, and all of those cells are the same size, right? So, like, for me, for either or, I think works in this scenario. In this case, I just need to make sure that because they're all separate, I just have to keyframe the horizontal frames, the vertical frames, and the texture for each animation individually. So like you see how we have like Leona defeat here individually, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keyframe this so that it knows to switch the texture. I'm going to adjust the number of horizontal frames. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna keyframe for that. And I'm gonna switch the V frames to 2, keyframe for that. This is that when it starts it, right? It knows which those values. So if all of Leona's sprites were on one sheet, right? Then it's just mostly a matter of like, I just have to remember, for example, okay, right. The first 24 frames of this sprite sheet are just Leona are just like Leona's idol, right? If you wanted to do it in like a save, like in like a space saving sort of thing, you only animate the number of sprites that you need. We have a break coming up, but it's fine.
Got it. Okay. So in future ones, just layer them instead of having them individual sheets. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that would be easiest. I don't know for sure if Godot like if you leave blank spots, I don't know if Godot will also slice those and include them. So it could just be a thing where it's like, okay, right. At most, we only have 7 sprites in a given row for a given sprite sheet, and then we go down to the next one. And then we can just like manually set up for otherwise the note, okay, right. Idle is like the first 8 frames of this sprite sheet. The running sprite is like the next 7 frames of it, so on and so forth, right? Remind me at some point to just show you what I mean in terms of like how I laid out Final Spike ones as just like hard rows with no blank spots, and you'll see what I mean. But
yeah.
For this, we can make it work. But this work where it's like, okay, right, keyframe, like switch the texture, keyframe it, change the H frames and B frames, and key those. Anybody could do those as long as the Sprite 2D and the animation player are both like set up and working accordingly. Okay. Right. So yeah, that's like the state machine.
To make a note of that.
Yeah, like the state machine stuff is only relevant right now insofar as like I am doing it for Leona finally, so I can have a better control. I can have better control over when the animations start and stop. Because otherwise, I'm gonna have to do like a bunch of stuff with booleans, and don't want to do that. There is a way to do an animation tree the same way that you can in Unity, but I don't want to look that up right now. It's gonna give me too much of a headache. So
I think it's fine. I think this is so much more intuitive for sprites though, and I appreciate that because like I think for Unity it was just I'm just so glad we switched over Unity. I'm just so glad that we did because this is so much more. It keeps that in mind. It's so much easier to access all this stuff because a lot of the stuff that you're doing right now on screen was automated on Unity, but if you wanted to get it a specific way, it was going to cause other issues. Whatever, it's too much. But I love this so much more. So I think that just moving forward for any other project that we develop in 2D, whoever is in charge of that, we'll train them on how to set them up in Godot, so that way it'll just already be in there for you, and you can just whoever's programming can just boop, plop it in and have all of that stuff available for them once they are ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know, though.
Thank you for the lesson, Professor Sean.
Yeah, no problem. And then I think even... Alright, I'm gonna do some nonsense. I feel like I should be able...
Nonsense.
If I think carefully about this... Hold on. Because if I take the modulate... Okay. This... Pretty sure we could, in fact. That should do it linearly. Get a... Alright, yeah, we're good. Because I'm a genius. So, I said...
SJ smart. SJ smart.
Yeah, now we get, like, a nice fade effect and I didn't have to, like, manually put it in. So, okay, let me make sure that I count this right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Should have one more. But I'm getting a line here, which indicates that those is interesting. 0, 1, 2. No, 0 to 10 is whatever. I'm thinking too hard about it, and it's making my head hurt. So, all right, we're gonna do that.
Is hard.
So yeah. And then over here, for example, right? So the speed up thing that you were talking about, we come to the animation player. I can literally put the speed scale to 2, keyframe it at the start. And even though this is 12, it speeds up to 24 now.
Oh my god. I love Godot.
Yeah.
I love Godot. Oh my god, this is great.
Got the animation player node active here. I need to take... So now, right? I'm gonna go do this, grab this, come over here. Good. So when we enter this state, it should be playing idle. So I'm going to do this to demonstrate, well, I'm going to do this thing where it doesn't work on purpose because I just need to be sure that we're not going to do auto load on it because I just want to make sure that this thing is like... Alright, okay. Alright, thank you, Shark, for the genius command. And yeah, Ace Sprite, if I recall correctly, is literally what KT has been using to make all of like Leona sprites and stuff. So
Yeah, it's $20.
And I think on Humble Bundle it does go on sale pretty often, so if you would like to do it. There's also some free ones. There was one we used to use in a previous lifetime. I forgot what it was called. They were starting to work on a desktop version of it. Oh,
Piskel?
what was it called? Piskel, yeah, Piskel. If you're still looking to learn like some free stuff, you can do that. There's also Fire Alpaca. Fire Alpaca is also free.
yeah, Fire.
Just has like some like it'll always give you ads and stuff like that. But Fire Alpaca is pretty decent. The only downside is that it sometimes has an issue with getting transparencies.
Yeah.
But I like Esper, especially for a program that's like it's like a one-time $20. Like it does so much. It has so much stuff available to it. You can also do in different things. So, what I did for the art for this one is that it's in 16-bit, but you can go in whatever bit you want. It's so good.
Okay. Cool. throw. I knew that was going to happen, and that was very much on purpose because don't have the state machine up and running yet. So over here, auto start the state machine. That's the state that we're starting in. All right.
I'm gonna lurk in chat now. Let me know if you need me to hop back on call.
Yep, go ahead.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jay.
Okay. Work with me here. Start animation. Okay. Let me also one left. Here. Okay, I think we've almost got it. Hi, stop. Okay, so that. Okay. No question. Right. Oh, I never assigned the. Killing me. Here, player script node. Up here. Okay. Maybe that'll fix it. Yep. Okay. Good. So, idle is working fine now. We're not going in. We're not going over to the main game because right this second, do not need to do that. Script. So, scripts. Nope. Scripts. States. Player states. Leona state. Flying. Yep. Gonna do state. So at some point, I'm probably going to sit down and just make like a base player state class to make it, to like make this stuff a little bit less of a pain. Nope. We're gonna do public override on start. Good. Wait, why is that double equals? Has that been double equals this whole time? Oh my god. Oh wait, no, that is the way it's supposed to be. Oh, right. It should be public, but then protected there. My brain is having a hard fart and I don't remember how to program. That's gonna do public, full movement enabled, get protected set. The reason why I do this get protected set thing there we go. Oh my god, Shark. But yeah, the reason why I'm doing this is so that other scripts cannot override certain values for that. Player script, I need to... I just need to grab this. Plop. Plop. Alright, script. Alright, I was supposed to hydrate. Hang on. How did it figure out? I will in fact go I will do both hydrate and stretch in a minute. I gotta give me a second, because if I don't do this, I am literally going to forget what I'm doing, and it will break later, and I'll get tight. I do appreciate you reminding me to do it. I gotta do this first though, because if I do not, I guarantee I'm gonna forget what I'm doing, and we're gonna have a bad time. So let's grab this, grab this. Update state. Okay, good. That's fixed. Now we need to go to the idle state. Hang on a second. That. Yes, Shark. Thank you. Building that just to make sure that that doesn't explode. Gonna come back over to Godot, over to this one. Root player script node is this one. Save, and let's boogie. Hold on. I named the state. I didn't name it correctly. I didn't name it correctly. Trying not to cry seeing her emotion. Manage animations. I didn't name this correctly. It should be fly. There we go. Save. Run it. Alright. Yeah, I can also make it figure out how to do backward depending on what. I may have to do a thing where I have it tracking the input separately and then have it feed in which animation to play depending on which way we're going. But for the most part, I am just happy that it looks like my gambit to switch the my gambit to make the other stuff switch looks like it's worked correctly, which is all I could ask for. Okay. Amari Balk was kind enough to be like, hey, go hydrate yourself. And so was Shark and also Stretch. So, post prototype, would you like her flying backwards? Yeah, we can probably work that out. The main thing I would mostly need to do, and I might just do it on from a programming perspective anyway, just so that we can in fact, I can probably do that right now. So here's the thing I'm going to do. So in the player script, here's what I'm going to do now. So rather than velocity, yes, okay, all right, I'm doing it. Yes. I also need to turn on the other light because dark as crime in here. I also have a Shed Redemption, so. I know y'all can't see my head right now while I'm doing it before I sit down, because I'm going to sit down and immediately forget to do it, so if I don't. Also, I know we had a follow like a good 25 minutes ago. Sorry, we're like in conversation, I think, so I forgot to acknowledge it. But thank you so much for the follow. I deeply appreciate it. Follow alerts are anonymous, even though you get the Dancing Chizuru, because we appreciate the sanctity of our we appreciate the sanctity of our lurkers, and we do not necessarily feel like they need to talk if they do not want to. But welcome on into the Gage Gang. I hope you enjoy your stay. Okay, my cranberry grape juice has me going. And I've done that thing. Okay. So. Input.get vector. I should ask Maelstrom Mind about Yoshi. Like, Mario Brothers? You know what? No, because this is going to get really cursed on stream. It's going to get extremely cursed on stream, and I am not prepared for that. Like, I like both Shan and Cosmo. I love y'all dearly. I'm also not ready to I'm not ready to deal with the absolute goonery that I know is involved in what's going to happen if I ask. I'm not ready to deal with that. Oh Lord. Telling Leah just on principle. Okay. Thank you so much for the 45 month subs. I finally have that at a volume that does not like scare the piss out of me, and I'm really happy about that. Thank you so much, Subby, for the 45 months. You have been my ride or die. You already know. You already know what it is. here's what I'm gonna do. So here in the player script, I'm gonna make it double as my input. So for the purposes of other stuff, here's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do public static vector 2 player input get protected set. So the reason why I'm doing this, so here's basically the reason why I'm doing it. I'm gonna say input vector of players current inputs. And the basically the reason that we're doing this is because we can very simply now if for whatever reason I really wanted to keep the previous input, I could also do that, but not super invested in that right now. So what we're gonna do is, even separate from the movement in the player script, we're gonna do public. We're gonna do player input is just gonna be this, right? And we're gonna take all of this out because this movement code has already been handled. So basically, right, all that's happening here is we like input our, or rather get our player input from the left, right, up, and down inputs. Get our player input vector for X and Y from the left, right, up, and down inputs, right? So basically, this makes it so that the X value of player input is somewhere between, I think, like -1 and 1, right? And the Y value will also be -1, between -1 and 1, depending on which input is happening. Case in point, right? So if we can move, and if player script dot in player input is greater than vector 2.0, then we do that. And over here in the flying state, just do if player input we'll just do that, and we'll have it like manually defined from there, right? Build. And now Leona's movement speed should slow down just a little, but that's only because I was doing it twice. Because I didn't remove it from all the spots I need to be removed from. So there we go. Now our movement speed is not so obnoxiously, like, ridiculously fast, right? Now the reason why I went to all that trouble is peep game. So if player script dot player input dot X does not equal 0, right? If player script dot player input, I think it's mathf dot sign player script dot player input dot X greater than 0. Just testing something real quick. GD dot print. Yo, you gotta fly backwards. I'm just doing this just to, this is like a future proofing thing, just because it's on my mind right now. Yeah, if KT is still here, this is how easy it will be to get the fly back to work if I did this correctly. Yeah. So right now, as you can see, she still doesn't like actually fly backwards, right? But you notice how it says like how we have the debug message of like, yo, you gotta fly backwards, right? Mostly it's there so that I know at some point. Yeah, the only tricky part is that if you're already in the state and it switches, then we need to do that. I think I can probably do if I calculate, if I know what the previous, yeah. So vector previous velocity. Okay. So you know what? Let me just be very conscientious about this. And it's a wow. And really, it's just getting bullied tonight, huh? All right. Okay. Then we're gonna do here. We're gonna do if current velocity dot if math f find current velocity dot x that's okay, no. Current velocity negative is less than 0. Sign of that is that, and sign of that is that. And hey, go backwards. Hang on. Yeah. Add and current animation, not backwards. That's going to be important. We'll need that later. Else, greater and the previous velocity is backward. So yeah, I'm future proofing. Because basically, the things that I need to set up are as follows, right? So, for a mercy, for Mercy, we have the ability to actually check the animation name of whatever animation that we're doing, right? So for the future, no, you're the one. You're the one that put yourself in this situation, Chan. Like, perish. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you did this to yourself. So mean, lol. Yeah, well. Anyway. So yeah, I have this currently set up to future-proof it so that when we change direction, right, we check which direction we were going in and make sure that we're not already playing that animation. We switch them accordingly. So, like, as an example, right, like, this is going to print way more debug messages than it's supposed to, but that's fine because right now, okay, I guess I could cheat and like do. Yeah, like y'all see that it's like popping up a couple more times, but basically once we have an actual like backward flying animation, once we have an actual backward flying animation and I add in the checks that I said are missing here, that should keep us from like doing other stuff. So I'm gonna stub these out for right now, and I'm gonna do enable this after the prototype phase. Once we have an actual backward flying animation. And you notice that I left myself stub notes, right? I left myself stub notes because I know I'm gonna forget to do that part later. So so we're gonna do this. Turn that off for right now. Stub. Replace this with the name for the actual backward flying animation. Once it. All right, which means that I need to sit down and like comment on other stuff. If we have any input on, if we have any x-axis, if we have any input on the x-axis, and if we are moving forward on the x-axis, play the normal flying animation. Actually, this is the way that I should do it. Player script dot player input dot. Feel like there should be a not equal vector dot 0. So if either the math f sign of that is that, or yeah, for right now, let me not overthink it. Because even when, hang on a second, returns 0 if s is 0. Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm going to do that instead. we have any input from the player at all. And hang on. Root player script node dot. Oh, hang on. Am I doing a redundancy here? Pause. Let me think for a second. Because I don't think we shouldn't go into the movement state if movement isn't. Yeah, I don't need to like redundancy that. It is always so fucking neat to see the back end coding shit for this versus the result. I'd say I enjoy this well. I.e., seeing your work versus how it comes together. Yeah, he does with so much less cursing. I do much respect. Yeah. Mostly it is because what is the word that I'm looking for? When I am making a point of not like there are certain rules that I try to follow now about programming, right? Which is don't program when I'm tired, don't program when I'm hungry, and don't program when I'm in a bad mood. And those three things, if programming causes the bad moods, that's different. But if I'm starting off in a bad mood, and I'm like, I'm gonna program. I try not to do that, TM, because it's kind of like doing anything angry. It's kind of like doing anything angry where it's like code that you write when you're tired is usually terrible. Code that you write when you're pissed off is a 50-50. Which is why, like, sometimes I just go long stretches without programming anything because my brain is just not there. And then when it's there, I sit down for like 6 hours and knock a bunch of stuff out. It's very hard for me to like kind of like work. Well, with the exception of like doing game dev streams, obviously, because then in knowing that I have to do it, I can commit usually long enough to get enough out in 3 hours to knock something out. So if we're moving forward on the x-axis or just not moving backward. Otherwise, if we are moving backward, okay, right. Have all that. Don't need that. So here, store our previous velocity, store our current velocity as our previous velocity if it is not some value that is best code I've ever written. I had 4 tequila shots because see KT. Yeah, then there's that. There's also the Balmer peak, right? Where it's like there is just for some people anyway. There is theoretically, if you, and I'm not saying if you're like, I don't want to fuck with alcohol at all, I get it. But the joke about the Balmer peak is that, I think it was like Microsoft, right? Steve Ballmer was basically like, at some point, either it was like a conference joke or something, but XKCD did a joke about this, where basically the Balmer peak is the level of like blood alcohol concentration that you can have, where you have hit the sweet spot between you're still too tense to code properly and you're too sloshed to code properly. The Balmer peak is like, bop. That sweet spot that theoretically exists right there where you are drunk enough to be loose and just do the thing, but not so drunk that you completely lost the plot, and not so sober that you're still stiff. XKCD did a wonderful joke about it, but like, yeah, the same can also be said with like shots of espresso. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like just how much is enough to stimulate you and loosen you up, but like you got to be easy on it. So store our, if it is not 0, then let's see, reset the velocity to 0. Okay. So then this is like, okay. Save the current input from player as the direction that we're going in. So the reason why I'm doing this is just to make sure that I snapshot the direction at the specific point in time, right? Just to make sure that I have like a hard snapshot of what is that input right now. Okay. Okay, cool. Idle and flying both work. Baller. Part that I know is going to be a pain in the ass is getting shooting to work correctly. In the sense that I know that the animation is probably going to look like there's like a record skip, but it's fine. All right. You know what? Right now, I'm just going to cheat. I'm going to cheat, and we're going to see how this goes. Export. I'm just going to cheat really quick. And I'm going to make it determine which one it should be. I'm not going to overthink it too much, is what I'm saying. I'm done thinking about it because I'm gonna just try some. I'm gonna try some nonsense. It's probably going to be really risky, and I shouldn't do it this way. But whatever. Sometimes the only way out is through. Sometimes the only way out is through. Keyframe that, yes. I need, how much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 here. Yes. 6 here. Yes. Oh, wait. I know why we can't see it. Silly me. I know why we can't see it. Guess what I forgot to do? I never put the modulate back to normal. So that's why it was invisible this whole time. So this is the only thing that is important to remember, right? It was invisible this whole time because I never keyframed in all the other sprites. I never keyframed the modulation in the first frame. So it didn't transfer it back. So delete. So yeah, probably ideally then, really what I want to do is modulate the fade out with a tween in code. Ideally, because then this means I have to remember to like set the key every time. But literally whatever. It's fine. Either or will work. I just as long as I remember to do one or the other, it should be fine. Is basically where I'm at right now. Animation players over here. Come on, brain. Where? Okay, so 8 frames is 4. Frames is 6, right? Go. And now that we have the snap on 24, I just need to Okay, so we have that. Hang on. Do I have a... Oh. Okay. Okay. That is actually immensely useful. Godot has the ability to emit a signal when an animation is finished, and I can even check which name it is. This makes my life a lot easier. Okay, then. So, I'm going to do public void on shot anim finished. Save this, build it. If I do this right, I should be able to make this work. If I am in fact as much of a genius as I think I am right now, then I think I should be able to do this. Hang on. All right, let me just test this view. I just need to double check a thing real quick. I just need to be sure that this works the way that I think it does. So, all right. The signal is not emitted if an animation is... Okay. So... I'm gonna connect that. Player weapon. Pick. Okay. Not compatible. If I can figure out how to make this work. This is the hard part. I have to make sure that Godot knows, right? Wait, why is it the player health? That's not the one I want. I need... Okay. This is the only hard part. Because I need to be able... Ah! Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, I think I got it this time. I just was mismeeting the types. Okay, please let this be the... Works. If this works, my life is going to be so much easier. I beg you. Okay, hold on. I need... It's just... Okay. think we got it. I just need to know. Okay. So if this is a little messy right now because I'm technically routing outside of my state machine stuff to make this work because I just want to test this real quick. At some point, I'm gonna have to sit down and reckon this properly with the state machine in order to figure out. I probably should just do this in the state machine. I will probably wind up moving all this code in a minute, but if I move it, then I move it. It's fine. I just want to make sure that my general principle is right here before I worry about that. Okay. I'm gonna leave this blank real quick because I just want to. I know that this is going to not transition correctly all the way, but I just need to know one thing. Basically. This is not going to work entirely as what we would call proper behavior, but I'm just trying to test a particular theory right now. Okay. Right, didn't do the thing with the player weapon. Hold on. It should be animation player node is yeah, that's what I thought. That does work. Okay. No, I think we can state machine it without everything breaking. I just need to think very carefully about it. So, gonna state firing. Think I can figure this out. So, nope. We're gonna go to states, player states. No, I should say shooting. Flying idle script. State. That's yes. State. At some point, I should probably just. Yeah, we're gonna need basically all the stuff from flying. Hey Larry, how you doing? Hopefully well. Okay, so we have that. Make sure that I name animations. Manage my idle. Still sleep deprived, but otherwise good. Hope yeah, we are doing okay. Actually, we're doing pretty good actually. that. Okay. Cool. Now, let's take this and let's disconnect that and let's do this. Public on shot and ended. And if there we go. So I can get rid of this stuff over here because I just wanted to test that, like rough out the gate just to see, make sure that all that was going. Okay, that's the only hard part. Okay, I gotta reorder a couple things. Because there are a couple of assumptions that I made that are no longer true that I now need to adjust. So over here where it says player weapon, and I know we just hit an ad. Sorry, I gotta put on my focus face for like a couple minutes and nail something very specific right now. So give me 1 second here. Okay. No time. Quick for dinner. Okay. Back of house is updated. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
Pizza time!
That's a good one. Okay. Idle. Okay, right. The player strip actually needs access, so I'm gonna do that. I expect several things to have broken at this point. Something's gonna break. Pause. Something else that I immediately stopped and thought about it. I'm like, right. But I know I forgot to add or set something. Alright, let's see. Nope. None of that was my fault. None of that has anything to do. One. Right. Run it again. Player state machine, that's the part I forgot. Okay, right, that's what I thought. Flying. Gotta grab the update state from here to make sure that it keep going and then adjust it a little. So basically, the thing that's not ideal is that, at least for right now, I have to set it up so that the movement code also duplicates. Just so that we're able to also... Is it the most elegant way? No, but this is basically right now the quickest and dirtiest way I can think of to make sure that we can keep... Yeah. So, like... Yeah, right now, I have to duplicate the movement code to make sure that you don't lose the ability to move while you're firing. Now what I'm going to do is check if... Just need to remember the input code. So, hold on. Come on, brain. Player script. Work with me, brain. I know. If input dot is action rest fire then that else if current velocity at x or no if player script dot player input dot x 0, then we're going to do state machine dot change name title no else I'm gonna fly. Okay. Barring anything else that I forgot to assign, that should more or less get us close enough to the functionality that I want. All right, I need to connect these now. Right, sugar. I knew I forgot something. Cuss. Okay, so what I mean by that, I need to come over to the animation player, come over to the node, come over to animation finished. I need to come over to the shooting state, pick, and connect this. I forgot to connect the two of them together. But that should be fixed now. Shan, I saw that you're not. Shan, no, I'm gonna cry. Not like cry, but fuck. Okay, we almost got it. The only problem is that now we cannot get it to do the thing. Okay. Oh wait, I can do an on start too. Oh, this is so good. Animation started. Hang on. Cancel. Ah, God. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate it. Dang. I okay. Oh, I never set the. Oh, I did set that. So then, object reference not set to an object. A weapon node that's not set correctly. Hang on. Make my life easier. Just export it. Why not? Gonna be in a contained scene anyways. Like I have to like that. Okay. As do I have to do it manually? Having a thought. Having a thought here. Having a thought. Hold on. Enter the state. Maybe I do it like that. Okay, come on. Brain, give me a little more juice here. So I appreciate what y'all are saying in the chat, by the way. Yes, I am reading it. Yes, I do see it. Yes, I acknowledge it. I'm also like tuning my brain to like the last 30% of clever brain power things that I have going on right now. So you will have to forgive me if I don't directly acknowledge it. This is not me like actually just trying to like pretend that y'all aren't saying it. This is me also going like my brain is just on like the edge of remembering what it is I need to do. So, all right, let me knock out one other thing. Okay, so this one will be a little rough, but let's double check it and see if we can get the object to work. Okay. Okay. Layer. We're in right now. Okay. So, in the shooting state. So then, why is it not changing out is the question. Oh. Okay. So bad. I don't know why I didn't think to like actually put in that hard stop there. Just that would almost. We stopped getting that error, but now we just have not switched the state correctly. We're almost there. I want to see if I can figure this one out before. So we may push past time and go to the clock, because normally I'd be like, all right, I gotta stop at like 9, but this is important enough that I would really rather get that done. So hang on, gd dot print. Go this down step by step to make sure. Okay. So the main issue that we're running into is that we're not getting. Did I connect it? I have to check that later. It occurs to me that I may not have connected those nodes, but I will think about that a little bit later. Not right this second. Okay. Dot animation did end. Okay. Gonna take these out real quick. I'm gonna take this code now and put it in under here. Correctly. Okay, hold on a second. Nope. Good gravy. Hold on. I know why that did that, and that's okay. Because here. This, and I need to move it over here. Okay. Okay. All right, and then it does not change at that point. Okay, that's fine. We can make that work. Let me just make sure that I get rid of. Yeah, we're not doing that right now. Like that. Okay. Have that. Now we're gonna do what else. That print out. All right. I just need to make sure that it actually reaches this point. Next step is just to test the next step up from this and make sure. All right. That's what I was worried about. Okay. Those. My gut instinct. backwards. Animation. Yeah, Kaz, you've been a VIP for a hot minute now, yes. Oh, I disconnected the wrong method. Damn it! I disconnected the wrong method because I wasn't thinking. All right. No wonder it wasn't working. I disconnected the wrong method. Wait a minute. Is that why? Is that why I'm also getting those error? I might have figured out something else is happening because that's. Okay. Okay, no. For that, so never mind. But that almost got that though. Wrong one. Almost got it. So that takes care of the mystery errors because I disconnected the wrong. Side note, but I really like the music. Thank you. I'm playing. It's been mostly It's an album called Sonic S, volumes 1, 2, and 3 by somebody named Carl Brueggemann. It is meant to emulate, but not exactly. It's basically meant to be like, hey, this is a fictional Sonic the Hedgehog game. This is what it would sound like. Not like a fan project, but this is basically it's like a concept album for how the artist would score a Sonic game, basically. For anybody that wants to look it up. Oh. We're almost there. Almost there, and the only thing I have to do is just get my brain around one thing, and that is why we're not properly switching yet. That's the only thing I have to do. Come on, brain. Give me one more miracle. I know I fuss and I cuss at you all the time, but give me just one more. Give me one more shot. Okay. So we're still not leaving the shooting state. As you can see over here, right? Even though I stopped holding it, it still says Leona State's shooting over here. Which means that... And right now, I'm not getting this message. at all. Let me start from the top. Let's see if that's even firing at all. It's not. Okay. So yeah. This means that did I connect this wrong? Let's go double check. So animation player, node. Disconnect this real quick. Connect. Pick it. I thought. I was afraid of that. Zone state shooting. Pick. On shot anim ended. Okay, we're gonna do that. So those two are connected. Right? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. It's because it's looping. Right. I put it onto loop, so of course it's not going to do that. Right. I changed that. I was like, why was it doing it before, but not now? Because you literally put it onto loop, Sean. That's why. That's why. Literally put the animation on looping, so it's not going to stop. All right. Of course, it's not going to fire a finished event because it didn't stop. Okay. That's not an error. I did stop doing that. Goodo. Okay. Now we're there. Grab that and throw all this crap in here. And if I have managed to sort it correctly, it should be in roughly the position where, okay, where at least it loops properly. Loop it will at least loop properly if I hold it, and then probably not switch out if I don't, which is fine. Okay, good. Got that alert, so now this is the last thing I need to do. Alright. I would also like to get in her defeat animation, if I can help it. If I can help it, I'd like to get in her defeat animation and make sure that it works. Wait. Am I... Oh, the name of the node. Damn it. That's why. I'm so silly. I completely forgot that somehow it was still working. But I literally forgot that somehow, I don't know how. Oh, wait. Those are the animation. Okay, right. No. Those are fine, actually. I need to make sure that the states... Did I not have... I'm so silly. I forgot, and this is the thing, right? And so the animations obviously don't have state in them, but these do. So I played myself. Remember what I said? My rules? Don't program when you're tired. Don't program when you're angry. That's the tired hitting. Okay. Moat. I just need to check one thing. Moat. Air. What state are we in? Okay, so if we're not moving, this. I think I have it now. I just needed a minute to like actually adjust a little bit of the code. Okay. I think I have it. I think I have it. Just to be safe, I'm going to leave that code there, but I'm also going to do over here another if statement. After you've already tried the shot, if When we use this code twice, I might as well just do this. Shark, you... Yeah, well, sorry, KT, that's... Welcome to your first... Welcome to your first exposure of literally just getting ambushed by Shark doing shark things. She does this to me all the time. She's the best moderator ever. Like, I'll literally be minding my own business, and it's like, oh, hey, surprise. And then, of course, like, that happens. Of course. Yep. And then, of course, Shark, of course, immediately caught me with mine. All right, that's cool. All right, this is probably gonna chop this. I probably have to remove this one. Huh. Actually, no, that actually works pretty good. Okay, one last check just to make sure. Hold on. And... I thought it was going to look way choppier than that, but... Right. Okay, so we know that both of those things... Okay, I think we basically have something that is close enough to looking proper for that. All right. Okay. Last thing I want to do is make sure that we have, because we did dodge, fly. Okay. I think I can squeeze in defeated before my brain absolutely goes like, before my brain absolutely goes straight to crap. So let's see if we can knock that out. I think I can do that before my brain just completely shuts off. So let's do Luna state did script did date here quick load did. All right, pop this open. Date. Because now, ideally, what we can do is in the player script, right? We can offload revive, like we can offload like revive player and a bunch of other stuff. We can offload that to the defeated state instead of the player script. Okay, which means that the revival timer belongs over in that state also, right? Like this is the kind of thing that like a state machine is useful for. We start specifically splitting out certain things into the states that they belong to. So we're gonna grab this over to the defeated state. Gonna put this over there. We're gonna need the root. We're gonna need the root script reference anyway. Okay, and at some point I'm gonna have to go back and comment all of this, do it properly now. Players. Do it properly from now so you don't have to worry about it later. At least for as many of the things as you have brain power to do right now. And then you can go back and do it later. Get the important. Timer node for automatically reviving after dying. Yes. Player script should be very upset right now because it needs that information. Fine. Here and ready. I'm going to do player script node dot health script. Yeah, when we ready up, we do that. Okay, player script. What else is upsetty? So on revive time, grab these things. Yeah, taking damage, we have to see about splitting that off into its own state. I have to think very carefully about that and whether or not that is a thing that we want. This. start that. So there is only one thing we want to do here, which is player state. State. All right. Night, Stebby. Okay, no. So we still need the auto. Hold on. Nope, that's okay. We can still... I gotta put that back over there, but that's fine. That can stay. There's script. Yeah, I'll just make a public accessor. No, it's supposed to be toggle control. So let's do toggle. So and then we can just leave that actually, because the revival timer does not have to be part of a particular state. It can just the revival timer can just sit on its own. I do not need to move it, so we can just leave those right. Okay. Okay. Then I just need to do player script. Alright, let's test this to make sure that this works. And this will be the last state that we put in, I think. Gotta... Okay. Why did that explode? Oh, right. We need to actually test that in the actual level. Or it will get very angry. Alright. Almost there. We are so close. Alright. Okay, we are almost back. We are almost back. We're so close. We're so close. Because Leona dies properly, but then when she revives, it doesn't work correctly. Yeah, I know that's annoying. Sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Yeah, like y'all see she pops back in, sort of, but it doesn't quite work correctly. The modulate keyframe should be set back to that. Okay. All right. I don't know why I didn't just do that in the first place, because that's why we have instances. All right, come on. Oh. I didn't... Right. Hang on. I need to rewire this. It's because I didn't remember to rewire the connections. I forgot to rewire the connections, which is why it wasn't working correctly and end the game. But it should now. I forgot to, because of where it was connected before, I forgot to rewire it when I moved some stuff around. Yes! Yes! Okay, one more thing. One more thing. I know I'm doing the Uncle Chan thing, but like... Okay. Okay. Hang on, no, I gotta do this because I'm gonna forget if I don't do it right now. I hear you, but if I don't do it right now, I'm literally going to forget. Okay. When does the revival timer start? Don't start it here. Okay. On. And then we do it. And I am so happy that Godot has the nodes that it has, because I can literally now literally just getting the stuff to be timed correctly to follow like the death animation and everything, as far as like when the timer shows up. All I have to do now is literally come over here, connect this signal, pick this, connect that, and then we're good on that front. Just about. Hold on. When is the... Oh, no, not here. What I should do is... Hold on. So, if... dot... And, not... No. Dot... Show revival timer. Because now... Yeah, there we go. Now it should wait until after Leona dies to show the actual survival timer. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Make sure that the revival timer in the HUD is actually starting at 0, so go up that way. So show revival timer. Revival timer. Progress bar. That value. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yes, victory sip. Yes, I will go do the victory sip in a second. Just gotta make sure that I know this is also a habit of like everybody is like, SJ, please just go do it. It's like I gotta be sure. I gotta be sure. It's paranoia, but I gotta be sure. Yeah, the spin animation still does that, but I'm not going to worry about spin animation tonight. If I do it tonight, I know for a fact that I am going to... I know that if I do that tonight, I'm absolutely going to go way too ham. So, let me go put down my... Also, hi, Mojo. Let me go update my time accordingly in my stream notes, so I can like hold myself to stopping like right now. All right, so P20 2024. This is. I'm gonna say like 6:20 p.m. to 9:38 p.m. Leona State Machine started. Eat. Functionality out of player state. Out of players into various did. Okay. Comment most of the best of the code has got. Okay, good enough. Okay, stretch now and I'll get my drink. Okay, stretch. I'll go pour the victory sip now, because if I don't, then I'm literally gonna forget. close the script. I'm gonna go push the changes right now. I'm gonna push the changes right now before I forget, because if I wait, I'm going to forget. So go push them. I'm gonna stage and push them right now while I have all that up and running. All right, and that is literally the last of my brain power as far as like actually. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, sorry I went into like hyper focus mode for like the last little bit of stream, but basically what I was doing there for the last little part of it, to sort of re-summarize it, there was some functionality that I left in the player script that was better suited to belong in like states. So I took all the death code basically and moved the death code out of the player script and into the player defeated state on purpose, because that's where it needs to live, right? Like, while it becomes a thing where if you're not careful about how you maintain your states, it can become a pain, I very deliberately was like, okay, if it's about dying, it should be over here. So I moved all the code that was about like dying and everything. I took it and moved it into its own state. And the last thing I was doing there was related to what we did earlier, right? I set it up so that the timer,
Mission complete!
the timer for the auto revival, as well as everything, like the timer for the auto revival and all that, does not start and does not show up until after Leona's animation is done, which is only possible in Godot because it has, like, the animator has a signal for admitting, hey, this animation's finished, right? So that's basically all I was doing. So real talk, I love the stuff you're teaching here. Make you want to study this shit. Yeah, like, Godot, completely honest with y'all about it, right? While it takes some getting used to in terms of like the way that like nodes and stuff work, the main flexibility with nodes, and I sort of was like halfway referencing it partway through the last little bit there. So the timer node, right, that I had for the auto revival thing, that was its own node sitting in the player doing whatever, right? That timer node can be referenced by both the that revival node can be referenced by both the player script as a reference as well as the death state for the player as a reference, and not affect anything at all. I didn't have to move it or do anything, whatever. It's just its own timer running whatever. Yeah. And that's the thing about a finite state machine especially, right? If you implement a state machine correctly, such that, right, that you have very specifically defined entry and exit points, it makes it a lot easier to sort of just be like, okay, right, bam, do this. Okay, right, bam, do this. Okay, right, bam, do this. Right? Yeah. And Godot is really, yeah, even with C#, yeah. Like, I had to look up a specific pattern for state machines in C# for Godot specifically, because it's different from Unity, but a good state machine pattern, yeah, bam, you knock stuff out. Insofar as the visual effects go, I expect that probably between KT and Yuna, probably between the two of them, they will figure out when and how they want to do that. I do have a program that I can recommend for it, but it's also kind of like weird. So we'll see if they decide to just do it. If they do an ace, if KT and Yuna do it in like Ace Sprite, that should be fine. It should be doable. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Or we have, all right, we did buy a whole pack of that, didn't we? I forgot. If we bought a whole pack of VFX, then it's just a matter of like figuring out what the format currently is. If it's like sprite sheets, and I'm hoping it's sprite sheets. I'm praying to God they pack them as sprite sheets. Yuna right now is doing concept art, HUD, like concept art backgrounds in HUD, and KT is doing character sprites, as I recall it, or at least character. Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah, I feel like KT, I don't have the brain cell anymore. You have to clarify. If I fuck that up, you gotta correct that for the chat, because like my brain is like, I've got like I am out of my brain is not doing the thing correctly. So the question that Shark asked, please feel free to correct whatever the fuck I got wrong about that, because my brain is not doing the thing anymore. I pushed what we just did, what I just did, so that part is handled. I'm gonna go find us somebody to go do the hangout thing with. Normally we go hang out with Dave, but Dave is on cooldown right now. Okay, you know what? We could just go hang out with Silver, because we haven't seen Silver in a while. So we're probably just gonna go hang out with them, because, ouch. Concept art for characters and background, HUD and background sprites. Okay, I didn't misremember that then. I'm like, okay, right. I'm pretty sure I have that down. Thank y'all so much for hanging out and being here. Can I spell? Ah, man, fuck. Hang on. My brain is having a hard shut. It's like having like a hard part. Twitch.tv. Silverstone. Condor. Yeah, so don't like disappear though, because we've got a raid to do. And I want to make sure that like Silver gets, you know, all of the all the love and all that. So Silver, like, they do a variety of streams. They have done amazing Rhythm Heaven speedruns for like either UBAF or Juneteenth, I think. I cannot remember right now because my brain hurts too much. But yeah, right now he's playing Fortnite and just with friends, and they're chilling out and having a good time. Haha, wow, my brain feel right. Shark, do me a solid. The commercials and the fucking thank you. Game analysis and design articles are over at cohost or it's cohost.org/SGH does games. I'm gonna write one for Legend of Dragoon eventually. I probably after we are done getting this stuff done, because I need to like I've got to like hone in and like knock that out, which means I need to put in extra days this week. I have some of those articles for like game design and stuff also, and analysis also up on Medium. If you want to go check those out. Stream VODs are at youtube.com/@SJSaysGames. After we're done playing Breath of Fire 3, I'm going to like sit down and like update the playlists and stuff, but all the latest VODs and things are there. So go check them out over there. Ko-Fi, if you want to support me in the stream, but don't want to give money to Amazon or Jeff Bezos, then that's the way that you do it. I keep $4 out of a monthly subscription on Ko-Fi, as opposed to $4.30, as opposed to the halvesies that I have to get on a Twitch sub. So if you're like, if you're wondering, do I do a Twitch sub or do I do a Ko-Fi? I know that not doing a Twitch sub means that you have to deal with ads, but if you're like, I really want my money to go farther, Ko-Fi is better. I keep more of that money, and it just easier to work with in that sense. But never mandatory, always optional, your choice. My throne has various like streamer related gifts on it. The thing I was talking about, like having another monitor and a monitor arm, you can help crowdfund those there, or you can contribute to like funny Kamen Rider gadgets that I use for stream redemptions sometimes when people feel like redeeming them. Either or, your choice. Never a requirement, always just like an ask if you feel like supporting. And then my card has all my other social media links, but realistically, you're only going to see me on co-host. And that's a very an occasional thing. I eased up off of social media once I got like sick of Twitter. So like I'm on social media like only once in a blue moon and when I have stuff to talk about, pretty much. And that's about it. But yeah, and then last but not least, if you want to hang out with us, I don't have a Discord anymore because Discord just keeps making really obnoxious and annoying choices about how to run its everything. So yeah, Gilded, we do that instead. Yes, it's another like account thing. Yeah, that what Shark just did is that this Friday for Fighting Friday, I don't know what we're gonna play. I'm thinking about it still. I have to submit my second video for Dare Drop for Under Night to see if I can get the last key. But good news for y'all, I got the key for the 15, so I'll give that away on Friday probably. I don't know what we're gonna play on Friday. It'll be whatever. Breath of Fire, like it says in the ad, is Sunday at the times that are listed there. Maybe we'll finish Breath of Fire this Sunday, Breath of Fire 3, I don't know. Not because of like lack of trying, but because I literally don't know how long I don't know if we will make it to the last dungeon in 4 hours or not. So we will see how that goes. Giveaway on Friday. More game dev stuff by Friday. I will try to do more game dev stuff off stream because we're coming very close to when we need to have a demo ready shoot Lancer, which means that like a lot of the shenanigans I was going through today need to not be happening by the time we get to that other point. So yeah, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that then. Anyway, thank y'all for coming by. We're gonna go hang out with Silver. Give him an SJH does raids when we get in. Throw in your favorite emotes. They don't have to be my emotes. Let him know who sent you. All that other stuff. Till the next time I see y'all, whenever that is, take care. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Don't go outside if you don't have to. Be excellent to each other. But not to. Bigots, racist, turfs, sexists, anti-queer folks, Zionists. I can't really think of... Yeah, nobody extra to dunk on today, really. This is your reminder that Palestinians have a right to self-determination, and therefore Palestine must be free. And that's pretty much all I have to say on that front. Thank y'all for coming by. Deeply appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to go fuck off and play Final Fantasy 14 or something. Bye.